Hello, so I'm here at the Seton Youth Shelter with Jennifer. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. Glad to have you here today.
So tell me how the facility was started. Like, what year was it?
Well, we've actually been in this location since 1985.
Wow.
We were started by a group of concerned community representatives who wanted to help, at that time, some girls who had run away and needed a shelter. And we've grown in the last 35 years into two shelters, a youth outreach program, and a mentoring program. So we offer services to youth throughout our region and beyond. And since 1985, we made a promise then that we would never charge youth or their families, and we've been able to keep that promise. So everything that we do offer here is free.
That's amazing, especially right now in this time we're going through. That's
Absolutely.
so important.
Absolutely.
This is the boys' shelter.
This is the boys' house.
That's awesome. I can kind of tell what the
I always tell folks it's like your house, just on steroids. It's a little bit bigger because we've got more kids than most families have. Not all, but most. We have room for 10 boys here. But yeah, it's like any other, I think, family's home. We really work hard to have a home environment, although we've got a pretty structured program and counseling involved when the kids are with us. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's our boys' house.
That's the first thing when I walked in. I was like, this feels like home. Like, there's a pool table, there's a piano, there's a nice little couch area. Like, it just feels like a very all right.
And that's
Relax.
our goal. So I'm glad that you felt that way when you came in.
That's good. It's good. So I know there's a funding issue. So tell me a little more about that. So
We've actually got two funding issues right
wow.
now. The COVID pandemic has certainly not missed Hampton Roads and not missed Seton. Unfortunately, we, like many other nonprofits, are really struggling within the first few weeks of the announcement that our country was in the middle of this pandemic. We went through kind of our projected revenue and realized that with the cancellation of our special events and the forced closure of one of our largest donors, that we had just lost about $350,000 overnight. And we know that we'll continue to see issues in the community as folks struggle to meet their own mortgages and pay for food and essentials. They won't be able to help us like they typically do.
exactly, and that's just because people are really focused on helping themselves right now, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but people sometimes forget about nonprofits. And from my understanding, there's no government funding right now for nonprofits. There's no specified kind of
Yeah, there are some emergency programs, but everything takes time and things happen very quickly. The community was impacted very quickly, and we're certainly a part of that community. So even those programs that are out there, you have to make certain that you fit the criteria, and then there's the application process and the wait time to find out if you may receive some funding, and then when those funds might be received. So that could be several months. So it's a big challenge for us to try to keep our doors open and stay in operation during this time. And on top of that, we've just received news of our boys' house lease being discontinued, and we've been here for 35 years. So this creates a huge challenge on top of what we're already struggling with,
pandemic and everything,
to try to figure out where we'll go for our boys so we can continue providing shelter.
I'm so sorry. This is the worst time for that to happen too.
It really is, I think, the worst timing that you could imagine.
So is there a way people can donate for this? Is there a link they can go to, or what's the situation for that?
Absolutely. We are reaching out to the community. We know how challenging this time is for families and folks out there in the community. But if you do have the means to make a donation and you've ever considered it, now is the time. And they can visit our website, setonyouthshelters.org. They can go to our Facebook page, Seton Youth Shelters. They can give me a call at the office, because we are here. We're here right now, 24/7, 365. The incredible staff here is providing our services at, full operation for youth in our community, even in the midst of the pandemic.
Yeah, you guys are coming in every day too. It's not just
we're here when we
you
say
have to come in.
Right, and when we say 24/7, we mean 24/7. So staff is in our shelters 24 hours a day, every single day, no days off, no holidays for our services.
That's awesome. So do you have any brainstorming ideas to help while you're getting the funding? Are you doing anything maybe a virtual kind of foundation donations?
Well, we certainly are. We started working early. As soon as we sensed there was going to be an issue, we got into high gear in terms of looking at ways we could, again, keep revenue coming in. And we have been fortunate to receive some funding through one of the federal programs and also some local foundations. But, we have to keep ahead of this, because projections right now are that the economic impact from COVID is going to go on for possibly 2 years. So that means, again, that the folks in the community that we typically look to for support may be unable to do that for quite some time. So we have to identify and find, other funding sources. And so we're doing that. We're working on that now. But we actually did have a family make a very generous donation last month, and it really helped us with some of the deficits that we've been seeing. And they said that, we heard about you and we decided now was the time, and we were just, thank goodness that now was the time for them. So we're here and we're accepting donations. So just give us a call or visit our website or Facebook page.
And like I was saying, I feel like with word of mouth, when people start hearing about it, because for me, I've heard about you guys my whole life, but I didn't know you guys were in such dire need for help. So when people start talking about it and donating more, I feel like more will come.
Well, and that's such an important point with Seton Youth Shelters, because unlike some other nonprofits that can do, advertising or PSAs on TV and talk about what they do with their clients, because of the nature of what we do, because we're seeing kids who come to us from all situations, we're not able to do that to protect their privacy. So we can't kind of shout from the rooftops everything we do. So anytime that we're able to talk a little bit about our programs and services, maybe one more person who's heard our name or heard something about what we do knows, that we're here, knows that we need community support. It only helps us.
That's awesome. One more time, where can they donate?
They can go to our website, SetonYouthShelters.org, or Facebook page is really active right now. We're trying to provide kind of a give back to the community too, with tips on ways to kind of weather the COVID pandemic. So our Facebook page, Seton Youth Shelters, and on both those sites you can find my direct phone number. And I absolutely have gotten some phone calls from folks who've seen one of the stories about us or heard about what's going on and wanted to help.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
This was amazing. Again, Seton Youth Shelters, donate if you can, please. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.